Hello there everybody, Sam Strains here, welcome back to the Railway and welcome back to the Model Railway News. Here we are in August and my god have I got some news for you this month. So we've got a controversy, we've got a whole new range announced and loads of new product information. Not so much announcements this month but lots and lots to get through, so strap yourself in, this should be fun. We'll get started with Hornby. Not a huge number of new releases this month from Hornby, not a lot of new stuff in stock. But there is at least one or two things that I probably should be mentioning. The first of which is this. It is the new Large Prairie, the 5101 class, and also I think the 61 version is in stock as well now. Beautiful, beautiful models. If you want to see my review, check it out up there. I had a lot of performance issues with mine though, and according to the comment section of that video, a lot of you guys have been having problems with them as well, so do watch out for that. Besides that, at Hornby there is some new coaching stock available now as well, but besides that I think that is mostly it. Hornby's Engine Shed blog for this month though does have quite a lot more to see. It's all things centenary this time, so there's a really good look at the reproduction of the original O-gauge 040s from Hornby, and the close look is actually at the original ones as well. There's quite a lot to learn there, a lot of it I didn't know as well, so if you're one of the lucky few that have actually been able to pre-order one of those, do check it out because there's a lot of interesting stuff to learn there. There's also a section on their 1939 reproduction Hornby 00 Sir Nigel Gresley train set, which is quite a mouthful. Yeah, I mean, it's just the packaging with that one that sends me crazy. I can't believe how cool that looks. So again, well done to those who have been able to secure one. There's also a nice look at their 1971 Evening Star, and I don't know if this is the first time that these photos have been shown, but I think this is the first time I've actually seen those photos, and it's worth a look. Take a look at this. You've got all of that proper pipe work which has been fully painted, and of course that's completely different to the regular Railroad Range 9F Evening Star, which doesn't have anything like that. I don't know, the lining, the livery, all of it just looks absolutely fantastic on there. Really can't wait for those to come out. We've also got a section on Smokey Joe, and I say this because a lot of people were interested in the prototype of Smokey Joe when I did my review. A lot of people were asking questions in the comments, questions that I didn't necessarily know the answers to. So if you are interested in the Caledonian pugs, check out Hornby's Engine Shed blog, there's quite a bit of info there as well. Finally, there's a little bit about their Duchess of Atholl, which is the coronation class without the streamlining on it. This has been the subject of a little bit of a controversy though. Now, as we all know, in the past, Hornby have been criticised for not making enough models to go around, particularly those highly desirable ones, the limited editions, that sort of thing. Now, instead of learning their lesson, it seems that Hornby have actually taken a step in the opposite direction, because many are reporting that their Duchess of Atholl pre-orders from retailers have now been cancelled unexpectedly, because the retailers haven't been supplied their full allocation. Now, allegedly, there are some people who pre-ordered this model back in January with the retailers who have had their orders cancelled, not fulfilled, and yet there are some people, again allegedly, who have placed orders far more recently on Hornby.com and have had their orders fulfilled, which is obviously quite suspicious, and this has led quite a few people to suspect that Hornby have oversold the model on their website for the higher price, thus cutting out the retailers and not leaving enough models for the retailers themselves. And if that is true, that is such a callous and self-serving move on Hornby's part. And if it's not true, where are the models? Now, as of yet, there's been no public statement from Hornby on this yet explaining the situation, but they really need to make one, because if they don't, there are going to be so many disappointed people who will think the worst because they have no other explanation. On a positive note though, hopefully an embarrassing disaster such as this should ensure that Hornby learn from their lesson and produce more models to go around in the future, so that everybody that wants to get these beautiful models can if they want to. Here's hoping. A little bit more positively then, Hatton say that their upcoming range of Genesis coaches have reached a major milestone, and the CAD designs have actually been approved, and the first batch is due for release in Q1 2021, which is amazingly soon. When they were first announced, I thought, man, that's ages away, I'm not even going to think about it yet. And here we are, and hopefully they're just a few months away. But that's not the exciting thing that I wanted to talk about. The really cool thing is the way that these CADs have actually been shared with us. So first of all, yes, the CADs have been shared with us. Second of all, they're using this in-browser real-time 3D rendering, which actually allows you to explore the model in your own time, however however you like. It's pretty amazing. You've got to try it. So you can zoom in on different aspects, you can turn it around, you can look at the underside, you can look at the roof. If you're really careful, you can get the camera actually inside so that you can see some of the details. I don't know if this has been done before in the industry, but it's not something I've seen before, so check it out. It's really, really cool. On to Rails of Sheffield then. Sadly, we still have no Terriers. So last month, Rails posted an update to say that the Terriers would be with us at the end of July. They're now saying they're going to be with us early September, which means that the release date of the models is actually moving away faster than time itself, which could mean that we may never see the models. This is the point where I would normally flip the table or something, but it's screwed down, so I think we'll just have to settle for a discontented, dead-eyed stare. How about this? Something like that. In all seriousness though, I mean, the delays are getting crazy with those Terriers. Hopefully we will actually see them before Christmas and I can get a review done for you. I'm not really sure what the delay is. I mean, it was things having to be remoulded last month. Why the extra month? I've no idea, but I guess we don't have any choice but to wait. On a more positive note, they also have, Rails of Sheffield that is, have their new Cavalex BBA and BLA wagons coming into stock very soon. Apparently there are very few of those still available to pre-order though, so if you want to get one, do act fast and snap one up if you can. Another exciting development is from Dapol, who have advised that their 43XX Great Western Mogul is due for release next month, and it promises to be a very, very high-spec model indeed. Get a load of some of these specs. So it's got all-wheel pickups, including those in the tender. It's got the firebox glow effect, which is kind of being fitted as standard by Dapol now. It's got the die-cast chassis and super detail, such as a hinged tender foreplate. And even more impressive than all of the features is the fact that it is so inexpensive. The price at Hatton's is going to be £135.96. Link in the description if you want to pick one up. I've got a pre-order in, that's a little secret. Can't wait for that, it's going to be fantastic. They also have their double O-gauge and O-gauge turbot wagons now in stock, which have been nicely demonstrated in a video uploaded by Dapol recently on their YouTube channel. Very detailed models, and particularly where the O-gauge version of the model is concerned, very reasonably priced as well. The price there being less than £60 each, which is very, very good. Next up then, we have a segment which you would think would be quite exciting because Bachmann have announced their autumn range. This is something they do now. They announce new models every quarter rather than once a year, and then they release the models soon after. So here we go, let's have a drum roll, shall we? Here we go. What have they announced for autumn? Well, unfortunately the answer is the same as last time. They have announced nothing. Everything they've announced has all been previously announced or previously released in the past. So we've got the 1Ps, which have been announced for a really long time. We've got more Class 66s, the LMS 1000 diesel, which actually looks absolutely amazing. That has piqued my interest, but alas, not a new model, of course. And the Class 40, which is, of course, not a new model either. That isn't the complete picture though, because while the Bachmann branch line range hasn't seen any truly new additions this quarter, they have announced a brand new range known as the EFE rail range. Now again, there is nothing new here, quite amusingly, so don't expect anything truly exciting, but there are at least very interesting things among the range. So we've got the 1938 London tube stock, which is quite an old set, but I think for the first time it is now being released as a motorised set. It is £349, so that's the RRP, and the retailers will be selling these at about £300. So unfortunately that is not something that I, or most people I imagine, will be able to actually afford to buy, but it's nice to see that. Similarly, we have the ex-DJM J94 returning in the EFE rail range, except now the RRP is £150 or £170, depending on if you get a weathered version, whereas the previous price was around £100 in the DJM days. Now, Bachmann announced all of this in a video, and in that video they did state that the loco had received a little bit of re-engineering to involve a new motor and a new decoder socket.
These models have been re-engineered by Kerno Mother Rail Centre, giving them a new cordless motor and Next 18 DCC interface.
But I have a few questions about that. I mean, £150, that is now a 50% increase in price. My questions are, is that it? Have you just upgraded the motor, or are there more upgrades in there? I mean, for example, have they done away with this horribly overcomplicated and noisy all-wheel drive setup that this loco's got? Will they upgrade the flimsy coupling rods so that one single axle can be driven? Is it going to have normal pickups that are serviceable as opposed to sort of this weird split chassis arrangement? £150 doesn't make sense to me at all. I mean, DJM had to research the model, they had to develop CADs, they had to develop the tooling, then they had to produce them, £100. Then Bachmann come along, or Kerno, or EFE range, whoever it is, I have no idea. They've just re-engineered aspects of it. They haven't had to do the research. The CADs presumably are the same, and it's 50% more expensive. So hopefully Bachmann will clarify what major improvements they've made to this model in order for it to justify the high price. I have my suspicions, but at the moment there's very little information out there. Finally then, on a similar note, we have the Helgen Hymec, which is now going to be part of the EFE rail range, which will allow this super popular diesel to be distributed more widely by Bachmann because Bachmann supply more stockists than Helgen do. Similar story though, because it's £30 more than the Helgen version. These have previously been available for £118.96. There it is at Hatton's. Yes, that is weathered. The EFE rail version is going to be £152.95 at the retailers weathered. So just to get this right, the retailers that don't stock Helgen can now stock this via Bachmann, except it's going to be £30 more than their competitors. Yes, I'm struggling to see the advantage there, but again, maybe EFE Rail have made major improvements to the Helgen Class 35 there. I'm sure that's the case. So you might already be amazed at the sheer number of new models that are due for release very soon, but you haven't heard all of them yet because there are some from Oxford Rail too. So it's their newly tooled 12-ton tank wagons, and they too are going to be due this month. So let's take a look at a few of the different versions you can get if you want to. So there's this one, you've got the Graham's Golden Lager, which is in a lovely green livery. That one looks fantastic. You've got the Benzel and Byproducts, which is probably one of the more complex liveries that Oxford are offering there. Nice yellow livery, that one. And then if a more simple wagon is more your cup of tea, there's this nice Mobile black version, which is nice and simple, but still pretty smart looking, I would say. And they're all available for a pretty reasonable price of £18.50. Not bad for a brand new wagon. Again, links below if you want to pick up one of those. Next up then, onto my favourite section of the video, that is the polls, of course. Now I had a hypothesis in my Brown Locos video. I suspected that the Brown Locos would be like Marmite. Half of everybody would love them, half of everybody would hate them. Well, I put up a poll on my community tab and that seems not to be the case. In fact, most people do seem to really like them. 87% actually said that they love Brown Locos, with very few people saying they hate them. So there we go, question answered, hypothesis proved wrong. Next up, I did a review of the Bachmann Derby lightweight DMU set, and I revealed the astonishing new RRP for the latest release of the model. £229.95 to be exact, that's the RRP, and the retailers will be just a hair under £200. So I asked you guys in the poll, would you willingly pay that for the pack? Well, only 13% said yes, so it would seem that this new pricing strategy is going to mean that far fewer people are going to be buying this model, which is a terrible shame because it really was a wonderful model. Check out the review if you want to see it. Next up, I asked you guys to rate the Hatton's O-Gauge Warwell wagon. 76% of you gave it a 5-star, which means that the user score from you guys is actually higher than the score I gave. I gave it 8.86 out of 10. An amazing wagon. Definitely check it out if you're interested in O-Gauge. Finally then, I did a review on the Hornby 52XX, a Hornby Great Western tank. I thought that the model was far too basic for what it cost, unfortunately, despite its really nice quality mechanism. But I left it up to you. I asked you guys, are they worth the RRP? Well, only 6% said yes, with most people agreeing that only the heavily discounted price of £99 was reasonable, and I would agree. And with that, that is the end of the model railway news for August. I really hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and I will see you very, very soon. In the meantime, you look after yourselves, and I'll catch you on the next video. All right, cheers, folks.